The goal is to win another one with Sidney Crosby. Let's head into the draft. Macklin Celebrini is unknown. Only a 79. Interesting. New York will give us Chris Kreider. He only had 34 points. So we just picked up a second overall from New York by adding a fourth to Chris Kreider and Alexander Ovechkin. Do we go with the 11th overall pick? That's a very interesting offer. So 2, 3, 4, or actually, we might be in the conversation for TJ Ginla. That might be a worthwhile trade. Even if we got Anton Silyev, Zane wouldn't be too bad. Yakmanchuk, Calgary Hitman legend. So there are some pretty decent defensemen in that area. So I am going to say thank you, Chris Letang, which I wonder if that opens up. It does not. Where is Patty Kane? Patty Kane, Baker's man. Is that who I think it is? Oh my God. Do we want a meme or do we want to meme? Do we go Ivan or Matt Rempe? I don't think either one is going to find time on the main roster, so it really doesn't matter. We'll send Patrick Kane back to New York for Matt Rempe. Carlson seems to look like he's going to stay. I think we're okay at center for right now, unless we can find like an absolute upgrade. A left wing, pretty decent. Right wing, good filler. I think we've got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got the 8 that we need, and we've got our 6 here. And we do have 12 million available in cap space. Let's see where we get at pick number 11. TJ Ginla did go right before. I'm not against going after Silyev. He did score 14 points in A+ league strength. His skating isn't that great, but he doesn't have it as a weakness. Zane is insane. 49 points in 65 games for Saginaw. Better skating, must bulk up. He's 5'11", 168. Magic hands mobility, so he is more like a Cale Makar type. I'm going to go with my gut here. Top 4D, 73 overall. We'll sim to our next pick at 45. Leo Salin-Jualenis is who I'm going with here. Just because of the name. Top 6 ID. I don't think we have a lot of time with Crosby. I think we've got maybe 2 seasons. We're just going to make sure we've got a roster that we can ice for next season. I like that the qualifying RFAs, actually, the qualifying for the most part seems to be less. No. I got to look at goaltending. So let's sim to free agency. The one coach did not want to sign with us. Eat it. We need an NHL head coach. 62, 64. Kind of a fit with Crosby. 65. I'm going to take a look at the first 62s. I like Colby Benson. Because he doesn't have like a low Smith and Rust. Colby Benson, get on the squad. We're going to offer you a chunk load of money here. That's right, I said a chunk load. It's a technical term. Jake Gunsel is the prime prize of this free agency. Alex Turcotte never developed into anything for the Los Angeles Kings. But for poops and giggles, that's a pretty good value for an elite low. Jake Gunsel fits forward line 1. Top 6 forward lines for Elias Lindholm. We might circle that one back. Top 6 forward lines for Chandler Stevenson. We can't afford both. Can we afford Stevenson and Marchessault? Probably could, but he doesn't fight fit. We're going to go 8-5 here. No, we're going to go 8-3-2-5, which means we got $4 million to spend on somebody else. I'm actually going to offer a little bit to Chandler Stevenson as well and hope we can land them both. Let's get rid of Ryan Graves. If you could take those 2 picks, a second and a third from Boston is where I'm thinking right now. Second and a third from Minnesota, second and a third from, we could bring in Jason Zucker. Guys, did we see a defenseman included in anything that kind of makes sense here? This Jason Zucker deal kind of makes, it's interesting. Matt Benning? That's the deal. That's the deal right there. That frees up the cap space for our other guys that we've made the offers to. I don't know if we get Lindholm. We got Colby Benson, our head coach. Carol Klesla can kick rocks. Just throw a whole bunch of money at him. Looking at Lindholm, and of course he wants the money. Turcotte is in. Elias Lindholm went with the Sharks. Chandler Stevenson, though, did sign with us. So we've got about $8 million. Let's throw something at Marchessault here. The other thing I want, what would it cost to get Jacob Chikrin? Silyev we just drafted. Yeager and Pickering, no. I think I'm going to take this deal just because it helps us right now. I don't think Braden Yeager will develop in the time frame that we have of the rest of Sidney Crosby's career. I'm going to hold off, though, and see if we actually have the cap space after offering Jonathan Marchessault a contract. Okay, let's go back. Find trade. Ottawa. Yeah, that changed things. It can't be Silyev. Come on now. Thank you. We have upgraded immensely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could even get rid of Joseph because he wants too much money. I saw Caulfield there and pooped a little bit. There was a fourth offered. Ooh, Vegas is going to give us a third? Yes, sir. Did I not just trade? Okay. Come on, game. Okay. Let's view contracts. Let's see what we need for forwards and such. We don't have a lot of cap space left. Centers, Crosby, Stevenson, Eller, Turcotte. I like left winger Smith, Kreider, Bunting, Edio, Harkins, O'Connor could all play. I think we are good heading into this next season. Sim to next season. I thought we traded Rathbone. Probably because we had the qualifying offer wouldn't allow us to do it. Let's take a look at lines. I don't hate this. Let's take a look at who's scratched. Bemstrom and O'Connor. They'll move down. Joseph is not signing his qualifying offer. I'm trying to remember who we were going to get. It was Vegas. Vegas was going to give us a third. What are they going to give us now? Third and a fourth of Vancouver. We'll send them to Colorado. And that is it. Let's move on. We're going to sim through to the trade deadline. Year number 2. Trying to win Sidney Crosby one more Stanley Cup. We are a wagon. 28-2 so far. 28. Now we got the loss. It was 29. 24, 9, 25, 9, and 26, 9, and 27, 9. Chat. Absolute wagon we have built here. I'm not sure there's anything we need to add at the trade deadline. We've basically matched our winning or the amount of wins that we had last season. There's nothing here we need to add. Igor Sharangovich is a favorite of mine. But do we meddle? Do we meddle with this lineup? Gut feeling. Gut feeling says we don't do anything. We do nothing here. Gut feeling says we move on. God, 54 points in 62 games. We're going to run it. We make no changes at the trade deadline. Lose 3 in a row. We're 13 points up on the division. Make that 11. We have clinched a playoff spot. We've clinched our division. The Oilers look like they've clinched the... No, we've got a Z as well. Oilers finished with 119. We finished with 113. 55 wins, 24 losses, 3 overtime losses. 78 points for Sidney Crosby, the man of the hour. Smith was 75 and 82. Stevenson was 75. 71 for Kreider. 39 goals. Chychrun, 68 to lead the defenseman. Allmark went 42, 17, and 3. 9-12, 268. 9-15, 256 for Nedeljkovic with 13 wins, 7 losses. Playoffs. And in season number 2, we start the first round against the Bruins of Boston, Allmark's former team. Marchand, Malkin. Malkin is who we traded for Allmark. Pasternak, DeBrusk, Coyle, Frederick, Bluger, Philip Deneau, part of the Boston Bruins. Geeky, Lassell, Zaka, Tatar. Defense. Hampus Lindholm, Charlie McAvoy, Peak, Laurie, Sebastian Aho, the other one, and Mahura. And their goaltending is Schwayman and Krastosutkin. Their top line is disgusting. We've got 85% team morale, though. After 2 losses, we make changes. 2 losses in a row. We make changes in the lineup. We sim the first 2. That's a loss. That's a loss. We have to make changes in the lineup. Down 2-0 after 2 games. Not where I wanted to be. He's center left. Balls. Kreider's just left wing. Bunting is left wing as well. I need to bring... Shoot. I try and keep the positions as close to what they have as playable lineups as I can. I'm going to run that. We've made our changes to the lineup. Split up Chychrun. We are at a risk of getting swept by the Boston Bruins after 3 games with a much improved lineup than what we had last season. Brad Marchand for them, Stevenson and Rust for us. 5-3 after 2. Coyle and Frederick for them. Stevenson, Crosby, Rust for us. Can we hold on for the start of a reverse sweep? Pasternak makes it 5-4. 4 minutes to go. Up 1, and we will not get swept. We will go to game number 5? 5. Will sim games be the meta for us? 1-0 Pittsburgh. Juljärvi. 3-0 Pittsburgh. Carlson and Carlson. Crosby makes it 4-0. Rust makes it 5-0. I'm pretty sure, kids, they call that academic. We will head to a game 6 down 3-2. Allmark with the shutout on against his former team. 1-0 Boston. Aho for them. Still 1-0 after 2. Riley Smith ties things up in the third. 10 to go. Back-to-back power plays for Boston does nothing for them. 4 minutes. We will head to overtime. Game 6. And Pittsburgh finds them down a man for the next 2 minutes, provided no goal is scored. Riley Smith with the infraction and cross-check from behind. Coyle gets stick-checked, finds Deneau, finds Frederick for the one-timer, and the Boston Bruins will move on to the second round, eliminating the Pittsburgh Penguins in 6. I'm not watching the rest. We lose 2-1 in the deciding game. So again, the question now that we've been eliminated from the playoffs, was that Sidney Crosby's last season? 5 goals and 1 assist for Crosby. Edmonton wins again. View retired players. Will Sidney Crosby continue his career, and will this challenge continue? Zach Parise is your highest scoring retiree, so Sidney Crosby will continue his career. Let's take a look at contracts really quick. Crosby's contract will be coming up. We will have to extend him. He wants 8-4. He was making 8-7. Chychrun, our acquisition, wants 13 a season. Jesus. Riley Smith had a pretty decent season last year. He wants 6-15. Allmart in there. He was at 5. He wants 7-5. We'll have to make some very interesting decisions heading into next season, heading into the draft for this season as well. I don't think we have very many draft picks of our own, so we'll have to see what happens as we continue.